What is going on, guys? This is TheWalkthroughKing, and here is my quick and easy guide on finishing the main story Easter egg of Alpha Omega. We're going to get right into this real fast and try and make this guide as quick and simple as possible for you guys. Be sure to check the description for a complete rundown of what you should be taking in before you go into the game, like what your setup should be, as well as if there's any new locations that were not shown in this guide for different steps, and just any revisions as well in general. Let's get right into it. Step 1, you are going to want to go and turn on the power. Once you have the power turned on, you got to go down into the generator room and start up the generator sequence and hold off in this area for a little while. After you're done holding off in the generator room, there will be some vents that are clogged up top. Go and unclog each vent. As you're unclogging the vents, be aware that there will be a ton of enemies that spawn in and start trying to attack you. Once you have all the vents cleared, you will have Pack Punch opened, and you will be able to pass around in order to pass this step.
Attention intruders. Now you've done it. Report immediately to operations and explain why I shouldn't turn every weapon in this.
For step 2, you will have to go into the bunker and find a static TV like the one shown, and you will have to take the Galva Knuckles and melee kill a zombie right near it to activate the TV. For this next part now, the TV is going to read off a code. You are going to write down this code. The code will end up being one letter and then 4 numbers afterwards. Make sure you write down the exact order of it, so that way you have all five letters with the corresponding numbers that go with those letters. Now, up top, there are 6 houses. Each house right out front has a mailbox with a letter on it. This might be different for each game what the letter is in front of the house, so be sure to check it out. I will show all 6 houses, mailboxes, and the letters, and inside each of these houses there is one clock. How this step works is you are going to take the letter that you got, and the 4 numbers you got will represent a time. You want to go and type in the time on the clock. You could do this by just going and holding the action button next to it, and it'll spin the clock till you get to the time. Here I will show all 6 of the houses with the 6 clocks that you can find. Keep in mind there's going to be 1 clock and 1 letter that is not used in this code. Now what you're going to want to do is set the clocks in the order that you got the code. So check your first letter and then go and set that first clock in that house, and then check your second letter, go to that house, set the clock in that one. After you set all 5 clocks, you'll get a completion sound, and each of the houses will now have traps that are activated. Now, what you want to do is, if you remember, there's one more letter with the house in front of it that was not used. Go to that house and go to that clock and hold the action button on it. It will end up switching the clock and you'll get a dialogue sound. Whatever time that clock stops on, that is the code that you want to go and enter in on the computer. So in our game, this was our code. When the clock stopped at 7:30, we go and enter 7:30, and you will get a completion for this step. Step 3 is fairly easy. All you want to do is go and hold the action button on the computer, and he will give you a new task. This new task is going into the bunkers and finding a red Nova Crawler like shown. All you want to do is escort this Nova Crawler. Do not go too far away from him, otherwise, as you see, he will end up rushing away from you and going back into the bunkers. Anyways, all you want to do is just go and get his attention and take him into the transfusion facility. Take him over by the stairs, and he will jump the barrier and head up the stairs, and you will have completed this step.
Well done, intruder. You respected Corvat 1. Now I can
For step 4, all you want to do is go and activate the computer once again to get your instructions. Then you want to go and grab Sgt Adams, the little robot that follows you around that you could build. If you guys need a guide on how to build this guy, I will have a guide out as soon as possible. I'll also have in the description a short text guide on how to do this. Anyways, go and get Sgt Adams and then take him over to the door in the bunkers that has Marlton in it. You'll hear a short dialogue, and then Marlton will throw a canister of 115 out the door. Pick up this canister, take the canister to the transfusion facility, and place it on the shelf. You will then have completed this step and will be ready to go on to the next one. For step 5, we are going to be retrieving a processor. This is extremely short time, so you gotta do this really fast. To activate the step, just go and talk to the computer as usual. For starters, set up the 2 teleport pads where we show. Now we are going to be retrieving this processor, going through the teleporters, and then quickly running and placing it here. To start the sequence, you are going to need a blue Nova Crawler to come and shoot the processor that we were shown. It'll open up the door, quickly grab the processor, go through the teleporter, and rush to where we were shown that you have to place it. I'm not sure if this is possible to do without stamina up, so as I put in the description for things that you should run, highly recommend running stamina up for this step and having this equipped as you go. Anyways, all you gotta do is just have the Nova Crawler shoot it, grab the processor, go through the teleporter, and quickly place the processor before you run out of time. Then you are ready to move on to the next step. Talk to the machine again to get the instructions. Now we need brain rot on a weapon, and we are going to be finding 3 paintings that have green gas coming out of them and the broken arrow logo in the bottom right. Get the turn zombie to run near the painting. It'll rip it off the wall, revealing a code. We need 3 of these codes. I'll show you my painting spots. They might be different on a game basis, so if that is the case, I will show in the description all of the locations possible once those are found out. Once you have all 3 codes, simply go and enter in the codes and you will have completed this step.
Smells just like the weapons mother used to bake.
Ooh, I can feel that server expanding my mind. New worlds beckon. I got out 3.
For step 7, there are going to be 6 different panels. I will show the location of each panel. There are 6 lights above each of the panels, and basically when you pull a switch at one of the panels, it will affect 3 of the lights. This is a mini game where you have to go and switch each of these until you get all of the lights at the top fully green. Now I'm not fully sure if there is a set pattern to do this every single time perfectly correct. When we did this, we ended up basically brute forcing this by just going in trial and error. If there is a set method that is found, I will put that in the description. Anyways, for now, you want to go to each of these locations, pull the levers, and switch up 3 of the lights in a specific way until you can get all of the levers and switches at the top fully green. And once you do have all of the lights at the top fully green, you will have completed this step. As you see, all of the lights are green. You just want to head to the computer and activate it again. For step 8, you just want to go and talk to the computer to start it. Now, there are going to be 3 mannequins that are going to spawn around the map. Each location, I believe, every game is going to be the same. Get all players to go into that location and hold the action button on the mannequin, and it will start a little sequence where the area is blocked off, and then you have to defend this for a little while. So if you are not fully set up yet, I would not go into this as it can be kind of challenging. Here are all 3 locations of the mannequins. Just go to each spot and then do the little sequence where you have to hold off in this area for a set amount of time.
So far, I think a man.
After the sequence is over with, a piece of that mannequin will then fall on the floor. Go ahead and pick this up. You will end up getting 2 arms and a head. Once you have all pieces of the mannequin, go to the APD up top, and you will see a mannequin that is missing 2 arms and a head. Place these objects on it. Now you're going to go and find a blue orb somewhere around the map. It is usually in the bunkers from what I've seen. The location is different every single game as well. This is where I found it in my game. Go run right on up to it and hold the action button on it. It will start to move around the map. You need to escort this around the map until it goes to the mannequin that you had just fully repaired. You will then find out that this mannequin was Peter McCain, and you will get a short dialogue sequence. Go and talk to the computer one more time, and that will complete this step.
This is Peter McCain. Report.
For step 9, this is the final step of the Easter egg, and this will take you into the boss fight. Have all players, when you are ready to go into the boss fight, go to the APD control room and hold the action button on the main computer. This will initiate a start sequence. When the sequence is going, a bunch of mannequins will spawn in and start attacking you. You just want to run around the APD and get a bunch of kills. It will start to fill these soul vials that are around it. There is 4 of them that need to be filled. Once all 4 soul vials have been filled, go in front of the bunker where the door is, and you will see the Avogadro come out of the bunker. Now, we are going to go to 4 different areas and start up a soul collection vial and get a bunch of kills near it until it's filled. The order may be different, but here is the easiest order that we completed it in. I'd recommend doing it in this order if it lets you. After you complete a soul vial, get out of the area immediately and do not return to it, as there will be a ton of electricity blocking off. The first one we did was in storage. The second one in diner. The third in lounge. And finally, the last one was in the beds area. Once you have completed the beds area, quickly make your way back to the main APD control area, taking the route we did going through solitary. Once you're back in the main APD control room area, the Avogadro will follow you here. Now, every time you shoot and attack the Avogadro, he will move around the room. What you want to do is attack him and move him all the way in front of the little doorway that he came out of to start the boss fight. He will then be sucked up back into the doorway and it'll close. Congratulations, you have now completed this Easter egg. You will hear a short audio dialogue, and then the doorway will reopen once again. Once the doorway opens back up, you will see the crystal shard that you need to grab. Go ahead and grab this crystal shard, and it will fully complete the Easter egg for you then, and the cutscene will activate and play. Congratulations once again on completing this Easter egg. I hope this guide helped you out. If it did, a like would be appreciated. If you are new here, I definitely recommend subscribing, as anytime there's a Zombies DLC that drops, I always make sure to stay on top of posting guides for the Easter eggs. Like I said, stay tuned to the description, as well as I will be putting any new information and revisions that need to go there. Let me know what you guys thought of this Easter egg, as well as the ending cutscene. It was a completely crazy Easter egg. I actually really enjoyed this Easter egg, as all the steps made sense and there wasn't anything that was too crazy for anything to be found. Anyways, I'm out for now. This has been the Walkthrough King, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace!